If I could have your attention for 5 minutes or so, that would be great. So the last time that we met together, I told you that we were going to be going through Psalm 23 because everyone thinks it's a funeral psalm, and it's not just a funeral psalm because it's beautiful. And I wanted to kind of just show you the beauty of this thing that we can read together and that we can learn from as well. And obviously we enjoy sharing with you about our faith because it's something that keeps us going, and we hope that one day you will come to know how incredible Jesus is. And so that is why we share what we share. Thank you, John. So John very conveniently found this for me earlier. So this is Psalm 23, verse 2. So we did the first one, which was, "The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing." And now we are moving on to verse 2, which is, "He leads me beside quiet waters." And there's also another little bit there as well. So it says, "He makes me lie down in green pastures, he leads me beside quiet waters." And there's a little bit going into verse 3 as well, which I'm going to go into, but we'll still do verse 3 next week as well. And it says, "He refreshes my soul." So let's look at that like super duper quick, okay? So it says, "He makes me lie down in green pastures." Now, do you remember the last time that we met together? I was talking about a shepherd. We were talking about sheep. So we got to remember that this is, the guy that wrote this psalm was a shepherd, right? So he's thinking of all the sheep. He's thinking about that kind of thing, his relationship with the sheep, how his sheep respond to him. So we need to think of it like that, okay? So he makes me lie down in green pastures. Now, when I think of that, I think of like stunning green fields and like nothing wrong with the grass. It's like really, really bright, vibrant green, and it's really healthy grass. There's no like brown patches or anything. And I always think that it's really, really still. Like nothing going on. You can't hear anything. You can't hear people in the distance. You can't hear cars. You can't even hear other animals. You just hear stillness. You just hear quietness. Yeah? That's kind of what I envision when I see this, okay? When I read this, it's those green pastures. Now, in life, there aren't many green pastures, are there? There are not many green pastures. We stumble upon things all of the time. There's things going on in our own lives that we got to deal with, but there's also things going on in the outside world, in the world around us, outside of our house door, that we're just like, the world is just a crazy place. I see some horrendous things. And so it's really, really hard to find green pastures anywhere. It's really, really hard. And I don't mean physically, I mean emotionally, I mean mentally. This world really struggles for green pastures because there's not any. It can be really, really rough. And what I mean by that is, I'm not saying that there are nothing that will make us feel good. There are loads of things that make us feel good. Like, I'm an avid reader. I love reading. And when I'm reading, I feel like I'm sitting in a green field with blue sky and I'm loving life. But then I close my book and I say goodbye to the chapters and the characters, and I walk back out into the real world and I'm stuck again. And it's the same thing for anything. Everything has an end. Your favorite song, it has an end. Your favorite book, it has an end. Your comfort movie, it has an end. I love Gilmore Girls, but it has an end, okay? There is an end to everything. Everything that makes us feel good on the inside, there's an end to it. And that's so frustrating because we're left in this cycle constantly of chasing things all the time just to try and make us feel good. And just to kind of give us that fix again. If I just do that again, I'll feel good. If I just do that again, they'll like me. If they just do that again, I'll be good enough. And it's just exhausting. I don't know if you've ever felt that exhaustion where you're trying so hard to find peace. And it feels like it's just within your reach. And then as you go to reach for it, it runs further. So then you run further again. You play the song again. You watch the movie again. You read the book again. And it just goes again because you just finish it and then you're back in the real world and you're scrambling to go through it again. It's horrendous, all right? But it says here, he leads me. He makes me lie down in green pastures. Do you know what? The fact that he can make us lie down there means that he knows the way there. He knows the way to those green pastures. And so tonight, if you are wandering and you're thinking, I have no idea where I'm going or what I'm doing, I'm telling you now that there is a person that knows exactly how to lead you to that green pasture. It doesn't matter that the world out there is crazy, and it won't matter that inside you feel horrendous, because he knows the way so that when you lie down in that green pasture, you feel at peace. And I'm not saying this from a place of non-experience. I say this as somebody who has anxiety. I've been diagnosed with anxiety, right? I live it every day. This is something that is a part of me, okay? But I'm telling you now that every day I have access to this green pasture, and I do. Every day I enter into that peace, and it genuinely keeps me going. And so if that is you tonight, and if you feel that you just got all of these things in your head that's just screaming at you, and you're tired, and you're lonely, you're defeated, that doesn't have to be your story, and that doesn't have to be it. And then the next little bit is he leads me beside quiet waters. Again, same principle, yeah? Think of like a nice lake. Have any of you ever been to Brombill Reservoir? Yeah, so I think of it like that, right? So a Brombill Res is stunning, right? So it's like this gorgeous water. I don't know if you Google image it, like the stuff that comes up is amazing. Whenever somebody not from Wales is like, where can I go? I'm like, Brombill Res, you need to go to Brombill Res. So I imagine Brombill Res is just surrounded by trees and it's just quiet. We all need quiet and we all need peace in a really loud and exhausting world. And I'm here to tell you tonight that I know the person that can lead you to it, and that's Jesus. And I'm telling you that, again, from a place of experience. If I told you my life over the last couple of months, you genuinely wouldn't believe me, okay? But I'm telling you now that even in the midst of all of that, there is peace and there is hope, okay? And that's something that I really wanted to get across to you guys tonight, because it's so important that you guys know that you are not alone. And if you are alone, if you do feel alone, you do not have to be alone. That is not the end for you. That is not how you were designed to be. You were designed for connection, which is why loneliness is a killer, okay? But let me tell you something, guys. I know the person that can lead you to those green pastures, and the person that can lead you to those quiet, still waters in a crazy, ever-changing world. And the only person that will lead you there is Jesus, because of what he did on the cross. And then the last bit is he refreshes my soul. So not only does he take you to these places, and he says you can just be. You can just be. Just breathe. That's all you have to do right now is breathe. He not only leads you to that place, but he refreshes you. Nobody ever leaves the presence of Jesus empty-handed, because he's good and he longs to bless you and he longs to love you. And if only we would let him, if only we would say, do you know what? I give up trying to find peace on my own because I can't do it. I can't find peace on my own. He says, I know, because it's me and I'm the one that does it for you. Yeah? If you look on the wall over here, it says, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father. And that bottom bit, Prince of Peace. It's literally in his name. It's literally in his name, Prince of Peace. And so if you are wandering around tonight and you really want to find that peace, look no further than the cross and look no further than Jesus, because he is the only one. And so just to finish, what did Jesus do on the cross? Jesus came, he died, and he rose again. Nice one, Steve. He came, he died, and he rose again so that we could be with him in heaven. I think that's amazing, and I think that love is incredible, and I think that's a love worth getting to know, because somebody died for you, knowing you may never love him back, but he did it anyway. And so that's the cross, and that cross has made a way for us to go to these pastures. That cross has made a way for us to sit by these waters, and that cross has made a way for our souls to be refreshed. This isn't just a happiness or a feeling good. This is a genuine peace, a soul deep peace. And so if that is something that you'd like to know more about, please do come and chat to any member of the team. I'm happy to answer any questions or anything, but please know that we are praying for you and we love you very much, and we hope that whatever you're going through, that you will know, and that when you leave here today, that you are not alone and that you don't have to be alone. And so please don't suffer in silence, because there are people around you that can help you and that can show you how incredible and deep the love of Christ is, even in your darkest moments. All right? So we are actually going to go again, because it's so quiet tonight. We've had, I think it's been like 4 or 5 singers. So those of you that have sung, feel free to pick another song. However, if your friend has come and they like, I would like to sing, feel free to swap your spot. So does that make sense? So if you were second, for example, and your mate wants to sing, feel free to be like, yep, you can take my spot because you've already sung. Does that make sense? But I'll let you guys work that out, okay? As long as you come to me with your song and your name and everything like that, we can work with that, okay? To finish off, I'm going to sing a song that is one of my favourites. And if you know it, you're welcome to sing along. And I've sang it here quite a few times. I'm doing that thing now where I'm filling the silence because I really hate awkward silences. My chains are gone. Here we go. Okay, this is Amazing Grace. This is not Amazing Grace. That's an advert for Amazon.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear, the hour I first believed. My chains are gone, I've been set free. My God, my Savior has ransomed me. And like a flood, His mercy rests. Unending love, amazing grace. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've no less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun. My chains are gone, I've been set free. My God, my Savior has ransomed me. And like a flood, His mercy rests. Unending love, amazing grace. My chains are gone, I've been set free. My God, my Savior has ransomed me. And like a flood, His mercy